a live. So I know I'm doing this live a little differently, you guys. I know that I'm on here on a different day than normal, but I thought I'd switch it up. Um, but yeah, you guys, I wanted to talk about some topics. The biggest one I wanted to share with you guys was why and how narcissists likes to hide their identity and why they like to hide their narcissism from other people. Now, this is a really big topic because it happens all the time. And just so you know, or if this is you guys' first time watching me, my name is Joy. I am a narcissist abuse coach. I've been dealing with narcissists since 2006, and since 2017, I have been helping former victims, now survivors, heal, move on, and recover after dealing with narcissistic abuse. So I got asked this topic on the live that I had did. I think it was last week, along with other topics, and I do appreciate you guys for coming in the room. And also, always make sure that you guys are, participating in the chat as long as it's positive, right? Also, give it a like. Oh, and by the way, I want to share. I have something special that I do want to share with you guys. So make sure that you watch the video to its entirety. I actually did post it on my Instagram. It's about a self-care holiday package deal. So make sure that you do stay tuned for that. But okay, so narcissists hiding their identity and narcissists hiding their narcissism. So there's many reasons why the narcissist will do this. Now they only hide it from certain people, right? So the type of person that a narcissist will hide their narcissism from is a person that they could be trying to benefit from, a person that they could be trying to use, maybe a person that they're trying to take advantage of, a person that they could be trying to manipulate, or something that they feel like they can benefit from. So they won't show that person, they won't show them their narcissism. They won't show them their true identity because, a lot of the times they could be trying to get that person for a supply. It could also be, a thing where the narcissist is trying to attach themselves to that individual and really try to control that situation or control that person, and so that's the thing. Now, another way in which the narcissists will hide their narcissism from certain people is if, they're trying to get a gang of people on their side to try to build up a lie that they've already built, like a smear campaign. So some people that the narcissist will hide their narcissism from is people like maybe they're flying monkeys, people, their harem. It could be strangers that they may hide their narcissism from. And people may be in certain positions, the narcissist may hide their narcissism because, again, they could be trying to get something from that particular person, so they'll definitely do that, right? So now, and in my case, the narcissist, they didn't hide their narcissism from me. I was a person that they definitely showed their narcissism towards. So like my auntie, for instance, she showed her narcissism towards me. Hold on, y'all. Give me 1 second, y'all. Bear with me. I always be having to move, y'all. Hold on. Because it be like little things be popping up and I'm like, whoa. So y'all bear with me now. So I just want to make sure that we do continue this live. But yeah, so, and it looked like, oh Lord, the sun didn't try to come out. Oh Lord. Y'all, bear with me. Y'all give this video a like. Like the video, y'all. I'm just trying to get into a space where I'm aware of all of the, the insects and things like that. Y'all know I ain't into that. I don't got a problem with them. It just don't come near me. Feel me? Just like narcissism. Or people that are narcissists. Like, don't come near me. Stay away from me, please. Sorry about that, y'all. I had to kind of get my space where I'm comfortable and I can talk to y'all about this. And how was everyone's Thanksgiving? You guys ready for Christmas? Who's ready for Christmas? Give this video a thumbs up or a like. And also share with us, you guys, and if you're in the chat, share with us your mental health check. How are you guys feeling today? So So yeah, you guys, I'm just trying to get this comfortable so we can chat. So yeah, let me check this out. So I just wanted to say that, okay, so yes, narcissists will hide their narcissism from certain select people because, again, not everybody has that experience of, let's say, if you're dealing with a narcissist, there may be some people that that narcissist is close to, and they will be like, well, what are you talking about? Like, I couldn't imagine them being a narcissist. They treat me so well. They're so sweet. They're so kind. So and the thing is that they will hide their narcissism from people that they can feel like they can benefit, but they will show their narcissism to people that maybe they hate, or people that they're jealous of, people that they're envious of, or people that they feel like they're in competition with, or maybe somebody that they feel like they're a threat to them, or maybe they feel like, it's someone, it's just, they just don't, it's some, maybe they feel like that person did something to them. So they're going to show their narcissism to that person because they're like, well, I can't use them, I can't benefit from them, or maybe they might feel like they will show their narcissism to someone that will expose them, that will speak up, that will say the truth. You get what I'm saying? They will show that person like who they really are and how they really feel about them. So my day went extremely good when I saw they reamped the 610 and made it free in Sandbox, which gives a possibility. Oh, okay. That's what's up. Okay, y'all. So, but yeah, hopefully that helps. But I like that topic that the person posted in the chat, because we were talking about narcissism in the workplace, and a lot of bosses and some coworker, well, the coworker that I had, she did not hide her narcissism from me. I guess in the beginning she hid it from me because, I mean, we didn't really know each other like that. So, the further you're away from the narcissist, the more they're going to hide their narcissism, because they don't really want to be exposed. At the end of the day, they don't want people to find out who they really are. They don't want people to know, like, hey, that they have a personality disorder, that it's like it's something mentally wrong with them. Like they want to project a certain image where they're perfect, they can do no wrong, they play the victim all the time, and things like that. And so, when it's something opposite, the narcissist, they can't really handle that, so they always have to project a certain image that everything is perfect and things like that. But we all know that no one's perfect, you get me? So sorry, y'all, there's an airplane going over, so bear with me. So yeah, but anyways, yeah. So I think the person was talking about how their boss hides their identity at work. The boss hides their at work, and it's very true, because someone once told me, they're like, hey, you know what, I can't be myself at this job, I can't I can't show my true personality at this job. I have to behave a certain way, I have to think a certain way, I have to have this mindset, this mentality. And if you're saying that to yourself at a particular job, then you have to know that that job is toxic, and that job is probably not for you. Because if a job is changing you for the worse, if it's making you behave in a way where you don't feel good about yourself, you're not happy, you're exhausted, you're tired, you're miserable, you're overworking yourself, and you're burning yourself out, then that should be your sign, like, hey, this is not for me, this is not the way that I should be living. And that's kind of one of the biggest things that I was dealing with at the job that I was working at the time. Yes, I was burned out, I was tired a lot, and I was overworked, underpaid. And they didn't care. They benefited from my labor, but I wasn't really benefiting, besides whatever pay that they did. But like, to me, it just wasn't worth it. It's like, you have to value yourself, you have to know what you bring to the table, and realize, like, hey, if it's not for me, then this company wouldn't have this type of performance or these results. So you have to look at yourself in a way where you have that sense of pride, and that sense of self esteem about yourself. Sorry, these airplanes, y'all. Sorry about that. They just, I don't know why they fly at this certain time of the day. It's so weird. And it's like they're not even going anywhere. They're just flying. I don't know if they're just bored. They're probably just bored. So yeah. So anyways, y'all. So but y'all let me know. Let me know if you guys want to ask me some questions. Q&A. You guys can ask me any questions about narcissism, about mental health, and about how narcissists try to hide their identity. And sometimes, let's say if there's a narcissist that's jealous of you, that's hateful, that envies you, excuse me, that envies you, or whatever the case may be, that narcissist could really try to take your identity. So like the individual at the job that I was working at, this person tried to become like me, tried to embody my personality, which was really weird because I'm like, I really never had a conversation with that person. So I guess because she felt like, because she watched my videos, like she knew who I was. And I want you guys to keep that in mind. It's like, just because you see something on YouTube or you watch a person, that doesn't mean that you know them, you know? So you actually have to like talk to them, spend time with them. That's how you get to know a person. But someone could be one way on the internet and on YouTube, and they can be completely different in real life. So you just want to make sure that, you know, you don't begin to judge people, and you underestimate people when you judge before you get to know that person. So that's why that's really important. Even like in dating and relationships, even friendships, you know, you may not think, you may feel like you know that person, but you really don't know, you know. So don't be so quick to assume, because when, what is that saying? When you assume, you make yourself look foolish, you know. And but I guess that individual felt, because I looked a certain way or I behaved a certain way, that she could pull that off, whatever she was trying to do. But it's just like, I'm sorry, like, no. I'm sorry, you know. That's not the way, that's not how it's gonna work, not with me, right? Give me a second. Okay, we good. But yeah, so I just wanted to mention that because that's really a big thing. And don't forget, like I said, the holiday hoovers, be mindful of that. You know, are you waiting for the narcissist to reach out? Do you want them to say something to you? And if you do, you guys, that's normal. It's totally fine. But you know, I always say, give yourself some time to grieve the situation. Give yourself some time to, you know, make peace with it, accept the situation for what it is, accept some things that you can't change, and just realize that they're not the person that you think that they are. They're something completely different. It might look like they're a certain way, but trust me, behind closed doors, they're abusing people, they're mistreating people, you know, they're passive aggressive, they're very angry, they're vicious, they're very cutthroat, they're very relentless, and it's just, you know, it's sad. It's truly sad, you know. So be careful with that. But yeah, no, but as far as the narcissists, they may try to take your identity, and some of them will even go to crazy cases where they may try to like put your name and certain information, or your phone number and certain information, and try to act like they're you and try to do stuff ahead of, like, it's just weird, y'all. It's weird. So be careful, you know, when you're dealing with narcissists. Like I said, I'm not trying to scare anybody, but this is a reality for some people. Some people have to live with these people. Like, if you have narcissistic parents, you, now it's different for different children. So if you were the golden child, the narcissist, your narc parent probably hid their narcissism from you because they didn't want you to expose them, or they didn't want you to tell other people that this is how they are. Now, if you were a scapegoat child, like how I was, or maybe you could have felt like you were a lost child, or you were neglected, or you felt abandoned, then the narcissist did not hide their narcissism from you. You got to see them, you know, that they were irrational, that they were um, like negative, and they were demeaning and degrading, and bullying you. Narcissistic parents bully. They're adult bullies, right? They bully their children. They bully other people as well. So like my auntie, I could say she was a bully. She was definitely a bully. The auntie that I lived with for 5 years absolutely was a bully and stuff like that. So you do have a lot of that going on. So with that being said, yeah, you just got to be careful. And with that, like I said, narcissistic parents really, they do damage to their children. They do big damage to their children because you guys got to remember the children, they look to their parents for validation, support, encouragement, upliftment, and empowerment. And a lot of the times, if you grow up in a narcissistic household, you're not going to get that. You are not going to get that. And it's almost like you yearn for it, you hope for it, you wish for it, but it's like that it never comes true. So it's sad. A lot of people grieve their childhood. A lot of people grieve their teenagehood and their young adulthood and their older adulthood, and stuff like that. And it's almost like we kind of look for our parents and our relationship partners, or we look for our parents' love or attention, affection in our friends, or whatever the case is. So it's like the toxic cycle continues, So I guess I'm saying all this to say why it's really important to do your inner work. It's really important to do your inner healing, because if you don't, then you will stay stuck, right? You will stay stuck in toxicity. You will stay stuck in, toxic relationships, toxic friendships. You'll ultimately end up alone. You'll ultimately be that person where nobody wants to be around. No one wants anything. It's like they don't want to have anything to do with you. Like people will really begin to see you a certain way, and it's based off of your wounds, right? Your traumas, your like the insecurities and the different things that you feel that you have to work through. You get what I'm saying? So, and again, it's no judgment, none whatsoever. It's just an acknowledgement, right? But yes, I just want you guys to be careful. Now, we were also in that live, they were talking about covert narcissists. Now, covert narcissists are really good at hiding their identity. So even to the point where, let's say there's another airplane, they just keep flying. They're not even going anywhere. It's so annoying. Like, go ahead somewhere. Yeah, so, but yeah, what I was gonna say about the covert ones, it's easier for them to hide it in the beginning because they kind of blend in like normal people, right? So that they'll blend in and they'll behave a certain way, and they will really trick a lot of people in the beginning. They'll trick them because I know, like the male narc that I dealt with, and even my auntie to a certain degree, they were covert narcissists. They were very covert. And so it was difficult to be able to identify like who they were, what they were, and that they were that way. I know I was tricked. I was I would have never thought in a million years that my auntie was a narcissist. Like, if you would have told me that, like, even when I was young, like when I was a child, I would have been like, no way, absolutely not. But you will only get to know if you're actually living with that person, if you are, spending time with them, if you are really like trying to connect with them in a certain way, you will begin to see like, hey, this person is abusive. This person makes me feel like bad about myself. This person puts me down. Like, this person doesn't allow me to be myself. Like, that's how it was with my auntie. Like, living with my aunt for those 5 years, that's exactly how it was. Not in the beginning though. There's an airplane again. not in the beginning, but I want to say it's within that 2-year mark. The 2-year mark. That's when I began to see like who she really was. And like I said, you guys, I never knew that there was such a thing as narcissism, but people on the outside, like other family members, even like my youngest cousin, her second son, he probably would have been like, what are you talking about, Joy? Like, just because he got treated differently. But her oldest son, which was my cousin, he saw it. He saw like the way that she was behaving and how she was treating me and him and her husband. He was like, yeah, something isn't right. And even to this day, my oldest cousin, he still lives with my auntie, that's the narcissist, and her second son. I think he moved out of state. So that just goes to show you like how these narcissists are, that they're very good at hiding their true selves. And also another reason why narcissists hide their narcissism, it's like I said, it's all about the image for them. Like they don't want people to look down on them. They don't want people to know like it's something is not there. Like they have like mental challenges, like they want people to think quite opposite of them, right? So they want to be perfect, and they even teach their offspring and the people around them to be perfect. I know, like with my auntie, she was always telling me like, oh, well, you need to do this perfectly. You need to do this. You need to do that. So a lot of the times, narcissistic parents, they will set their children up for failure. They will give their children bad advice. They will tell their children wrong information. There's another airplane. This is so annoying, you guys. And they don't even be going anywhere. They just flying in. Like, where are they even going? Hold on, y'all. Let me get a drink of water because that's annoying. Just like a narcissist, they're annoying too, right? And then they won't let you go. They're going to still hold on to how they mistreated you or how they betrayed you. They're going to blame you for them mistreating you. How does that work? That's not normal. And that's not okay. But that's how selfish and that's how condescending and deceptive they are for them to do that. That's selfish. So, but yeah, and I thought about that too, like, why the narcissist likes to hide their identity, right? And, they, like I said, they like to trick people. They like to make people feel foolish. They like to exploit people as well. That's another reason why they hide their narcissism. They like to exploit people for their own benefit. And things like that. They will misuse people. And the other thing is, they might get away with stuff like this. Maybe they might feel like there's no consequences for their actions. Maybe they've been doing the same thing for years. And so some of the reason why they hide their narcissism is because they feel like they can get away with it. They feel like they will be untouched. They feel like they will be unharmed, and that they feel like they're not going to take accountability for their actions. So they feel like nothing is going to happen. Nothing is going to, like they don't have to pay for that, at a later time. Like they don't have to be held accountable. But, some of them, they begin to realize like you do have to pay for that, right? There are consequences for your action. It's called karma, right? It's called, judgment day, right? So, a lot of them have to learn the hard way, and for those of you that are like, well, Joy, is this narcissist going to change? Is this narcissist going to get better? Absolutely not. They don't change. And I know it causes confusion because for some of you, you might see the narcissist dealing with someone else. Like I know the person that reached out to me, he saw that the narcissist had moved on to someone else, quote unquote, moved on, even married. But somehow it was a female narcissist. The female narcissist was looking on his Instagram stories, liking his stories, and stuff like that. And you would think, and mind you, I do believe he said that he hadn't been in contact with this narcissist for years. But one might begin to wonder, like, why is this narcissist liking my stories? Why are they worried about what I'm doing if they're so-called, happily married? They're so-called moved on, if they're so-called better without you, or whatever the case is. And I had to reassure him that the narcissist is not really happy, and a lot of the stuff that they do is for you to look at, and it's to upset you, it's to hurt you, and it's to make you feel bad. I know that the male narc had did that to me many, many years ago. But luckily I moved on, I moved past it. And it took some time. And I know that this individual, it's been some years. It's been years. And he still kind of, has questions. And it's a normal thing. But it's like you got to stay focused on yourself. You got to stay focused on your healing. And you got to stay focused on your recovery. Because if not, you will give the narcissist your power, and that's something that you don't want to do. You keep your power to yourself. Don't give it to anyone, especially not a narcissist. Keep your emotional control. Keep your mind focused on what's in front of you, and remember how badly the narcissist mistreated you. That's the biggest thing that I tell people whenever they reach out to me. Remember all of the bad stuff that the narcissist did to you, so it can get you angry to the point where you don't care about what they're doing with anyone else, right? Because sometimes you got to feel that anger. You got to feel that frustration. You got to feel that disappointment, or that you got to, sometimes you got to get fired up, because I want you guys to know your value and know that you're worth more than that. Even like when it comes to work environments, how your bosses mistreated you, how your coworkers mistreated you. It was unfair. Me myself, I was dealt with in a very unfair way at my job, but luckily I didn't let it overtake me. I did not let it overtake me, even though I was gang stalked. This individual, this female narcissist, like I said, female narcissists are the worst. Female narcissists will do magic on you, right? And this person did it every day. I'm telling y'all, did it every single day. Did gang stalking every single day. Followed me around at work every single day. And I told my bosses and my managers, they did nothing. And even the male boss, you know what he did? I thought like he was cool, right? He was Haitian, by the way. It was a Haitian boss. And I should have known. He is not like me. He's not from my lineage. So it doesn't really bother him. He doesn't care. I told him, like, hey, this person is doing this to me. And I'm thinking like he's going to be on my side and like really trying to help me and keep me safe from this person. I'm like, I don't know this person. This person is like big and just loud. I don't know them from a can of paint. They don't know me from a can of paint. And they're doing all this stalking, harassing, talking loud. I don't know, but I know I can defend myself if need be. But I'm thinking he's going to like look out for me. Like if I told him, I'm like, this person is following me on my breaks, lunches and stuff like that. And he's like, oh, Joy, you going to lunch at this time? And the person, she's sitting on the other side of me. We're at a call center. She's sitting on the other side. So she can hear like what I'm doing. So he's like, Joy, you're going to lunch at what time? And I tell him, and then I get up and then she gets up. And I'm like, bro, like, why are you even doing that? Like, I'm thinking you're supposed to like look out for me and like try to protect me. But he didn't care. He actually laughed at it. He thought it was funny. So I'm like, okay. And then there was another time where I was coming, I think I was either going to my break or I was coming back from my lunch, one of those, but she had made her way to go and like be looking at her phone and being at her locker. I guess she was trying to make me afraid or try to make me scared. And I saw my male boss, he was walking from out of the cafeteria. He was walking towards the production floor, and he saw like what she was doing, and he just completely he didn't even say anything to me. He just kept walking. It's just like stuff like that is dangerous. Like you don't know what's going on in that person's mind, and the fact that he just dismissed it just lets you know like a lot of these jobs don't care. So that's something that you should take into consideration. I'm not saying all, but the majority, they are like that, unfortunately. So just be mindful. But anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and cut this video short, y'all. But hopefully, this can give you guys some advice on dealing with people that hide their identity. And I guess the other thing that how you can learn how to spot someone that could be a narcissist that may be trying to hide it is give it time. Like, don't be in a rush to be in a relationship or be in a friendship or get too committed too fast, because either the person is going to run or they're going to expose themselves. They're going to expose their narcissism. You'll see their behavior change. You'll see they'll become like passive aggressive. You'll see they'll get angry. They'll have like mood changes, mood swings. Now, you have some normal people that just have those conditions. Maybe they might take medication for it. I get it. But when it comes to a narcissist, it's a little bit more severe, and it's consistent. It's like it's a personality. They're like how they are as a person, that kind of thing. And so yeah, so I hope that makes sense, y'all. But yeah, just take your time, get to know people, don't be in a rush, excuse me, and ask questions. Now again, people lie all the time, and it's sad, but it's true. People will lie, but eventually it's gonna come out. If they're hiding their narcissism, if they're hiding like something from their past, or they're hiding feelings, or they're hiding traumas, or they're hiding addictions. Some people have addictions, some people have sex addictions, some people have drug addictions, some people have gambling addictions, some people have spending addictions, some people have addictions to medication, some people have addictions to overeating, addictions to porn, so you have to be very, very careful, you guys. So anyway, I'm going to cut it short, but I wanted to tell you guys, so I know that was a lot, right? But I wanted to tell you guys, for the month of December, it is the holiday time. I wanted to do a self-care holiday package deal in honor of to those that, we deal with a lot. It's been a tough year, rough year. So why not go ahead and show yourself some love, invest in your self-care, take care of yourself. So what I'm going to do is offer a self-care holiday package deal. And that package deal is going to have a copy of all of my books. You'll get a Live Narc Free t-shirt, a Joy Larkin skincare t-shirt. You'll also get a natural body sugar scrub. You'll get body oil. You'll get a coffee in a tea mug, and body oil. So all of that, it would be $99.97 for the package deal. Oh, and also, if you don't want the t-shirt, you will get a hoodie. So that's something I'm gonna do for this month. So it is available. So if you guys want to learn more about that, please feel free to visit my website, or you guys can send me an email at livenarcfree9@gmail.com. And I look forward to hearing from you all. But yes, go ahead and invest in your self-care, invest in your mental health. You deserve it. Give yourself a gift for the holiday. Treat yourself. You're important. You're valuable. Just because you've been through abuse, even like myself, it doesn't make you a bad person. It doesn't make you weak. It doesn't change who you are. And it just makes you a person, you're open, and, maybe someone took advantage of you, and now you have to heal. But it's okay. You don't have to do it on your own. So reach out to me to inquire about my self-care holiday package deal. Reach out to me if you want any support from me in any way. And I look forward to hearing from you guys in the next video. Take care. And also leave topics, you guys. Topics that you guys want me to do a video about. I would love to do it for you. And we can have a discussion like this. And also, you guys, if you are interested in doing any prayer group coaching courses, whether if it's, getting closer to God, building your mental health stronger, working through any toxic addictions, let me know, you guys. I definitely want to be there to support you all. Let's all heal together. So anyway, love you guys. Till the next time. Bye.